just got done with day 2, Saturday. It is just after 2 o'clock. So, 90 arrows in today, the most I've ever shot in a day. I'm pretty sure. Definitely the most I've ever shot in one consecutive run. So I did 5 spot, which is 60 arrows. I was shooting okay. I think I finished at 279, which is not okay. Mainly because I had 2 shots that I totally missed the target. One was from nerves, just shaking and just broke way off. The other one was from a misfire. I came off the back wall, and obviously that's sent the trigger. Sent the arrow off way off to the right. So that sucked. But I just, hated it in the moment, but just learned from it, and I need to stay harder on that back wall and do not let that happen. Obviously, it's easy to say that because when you're 2 days in a row of doing a ton of arrows and your muscles are sore and it's harder to keep that back wall hard, then yeah, but being mindful of it will help a lot. So anyways, learned from that. That really killed my score on that one, so that sucked. And then I moved on to the animal round, which is 10 different targets of 2D animals, and you shoot 3 arrows at each. This is actually a lot harder than I thought because it is just hard to know where to shoot, a lot like a 3D shoot. But I thought it'd be easier because you're at 20 yards or less in, but it's still pretty hard to know where you're shooting. Also, my arm was it was giving out a little bit on that last arrow, sometimes the last 2 arrows. The first arrow was usually pretty good, but yeah, it was a little harder to get that dialed in. I also was guessing on where to aim. All I know is where my 20 yard is at right now on my bow. So I didn't figure anything out beforehand for those short yardages because it's basically 7 yards, 10 yards, 14 yards. So I'm holding under and over with my 20 yard pin. So that wasn't bad. I can't remember. I think my score was like not as good as I was hoping. I did get a couple 30s and then mostly 28s, a few 26s. Did get one round which was a 21, so that kind of hurt my score. But by the time I was doing that round, I was feeling a little physically exhausted, obviously. My form was breaking down a little bit, but mentally a little bit as well. It was getting kind of tough to focus, where to hold over, where the spot was. But the big thing that I'm really pumped about, that I figured out, because over the last couple of years, when I'm shooting a lot, my eye gets blurry and I can't focus on the target anymore. It starts sliding off. I just got to try to hold it where it was, even though the target's not there anymore. And I was really battling with that. And I switched it up today. I put a little tab on the side of my brim of my hat, so then my left eye is looking at that the whole time, and then I don't have to squint my left eye at all. And I know this is a common thing that archers do. I've seen this, and I always thought it was silly. Now I'm the silly person doing that. But it helped a fucking ton. It just felt so natural shooting with both eyes open, and I can see the target much better as well. Not to mention not getting that eye strain and that blurriness over time, which kind of sucks. This is what it looks like. So I just folded a little note card on the end of the brim of my hat, and I know they make specific ones like that where you can flip them up and down. So I'm gonna buy one of those for the brim of my hat, and that's gonna be the short-term solution. In the long term, I'm going to take a look at switching to a right or left-handed bow, possibly, because I don't want to deal with having that on there all the time. And what I'm going to do as well is, if I could find a used bow that's the opposite side just to practice blank bailing in my garage, I don't want to pay a lot of money for it. If I could just get something shitty that'll just shoot bows, just to get that muscle memory to be able to pull back and hold steady that would help a ton once I do buy a bow, so I don't have to start from ground one right away. I can start pulling the opposite sided bow right now for practice. And I'm thinking about getting a target bow as my second bow and start using that for 3D and indoor. And then the only thing is I don't want to switch from a left-handed to a right-handed for my bows, so I would have to eventually swap both bows over. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. Get my scores in. Wish I had more time. Wish I was able to get these scores in every week throughout the indoor season instead of having to cram it all into 3 days, because I am not shooting near as good as I would. Not to make excuses, but at least I'm getting a score in and I'm really building endurance. So at least this will build up the endurance. A normal 30 arrows in a end or in a round will seem easy now. And I'm excited. I haven't shot outdoor yet, and it's nice out now. It's 50 degrees. And in the next few weeks, I'm going to get back outdoors, and I'm going to shoot a round of 60 yards, 10 ends at 60 yards, and then I'm going to compare my score to last year, and I'm excited to see what my results are. So that'll be good, because I think I've been really progressing with indoor archery this season. All right, that is day 2, Saturday.